Yay, we're on the internet now.
Hooray.
That's good.
The internet.
I like it. I don't like when the internet dies right before the show's supposed to start.
Yeah, seriously.
It's kind of annoying.
It's better if I wish the co-host did.
LGBTQ plus. You people are too stupid to believe it.
Shut the fuck up, asswipe, and suck my cock.
Yes, I was sucking a guy off on the airplane. Skull. Is this guy a freaking moron or what? I already bought bread.
4 inches is fine.
We were laughing our asses off.
If I was such a loser, why is everybody so mad that I'm leaving? WATP! WATP! You are starting to piss me off. What a dick!
And I am very sensitive.
You gotta love Vinny Carlino.
You see, I always try and help people, because what else are we here for?
Is John the stupidest guy in the world?
Awkward.
Matthew Lewinsky, thanks for the five.
Remember that. It'll become important later on.
Lady K has not been wrong. He says he's got proof.
Cow.
He's got proof.
I laughed my ass off. We laughed our asses off. Whack.
That's me laughing at you fucking losers. Shut up, you piece of shit! I don't lie. I don't like to lie. Shouldn't be this way.
He's like Homer when he gets way dumber.
And oh. All right. Okay.
I had a friend who was a big baseball player back in high school.
I put a burrito in the microwave and took a shit in the toilet as it was cooking.
Top that.
Phew. Do up, do up.
Yes.
I hate this fucking show.
Why do we have to let guys like Stuttering John in?
Puppets kick ass!
This is not a show.
Mental illness can literally drive you crazy.
Anyway, what were we talking about before we started talking about chinks?
and John Melendez Roundtable Discussion.
Point, Dabble Point, a weekly discussion where we get caught up on This Week in Stuttering John, laugh about dead children, and weasel our way out of paying our debts. I'm Karl Hamburger from Who Are These Podcasts, and with me this week from the world-famous Uncle Rico Show, the world-famous Shuli Agar's in the house.
Thank you, everybody. Am I freezing up on your end or just on my end?
No, you are freezing up, but we can hear you, so can you mute yourself and freeze up?
Yeah.
Also from Subreddit Surfing and Potato Soup, Cardiff Electric is here.
Hello. Good evening.
The great Cardiff
Good
Electric.
afternoon.
And from Who Are These Podcasts, producer Chris and Jen from the Jingles department are joining us.
Hello.
Hi.
It is an all-star lineup, and I'm here too. We have a lot to discuss. I want to remind people
it's your net.
Is it my internet that's fucking things up?
No, I'm saying it's your net. That's why we invited you to the game.
Well, right. I own the PA. That's why I get to sing for the band. I understand. I see what's going on here. Shuli, are you still frozen over there?
I am.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you're just kind of, it's working.
It's like stop motion, you know?
Stop motion. It looks great. It's fantastic. I want to remind people they can participate in the show by going to supertip.gg/WATP. And when you go there, you can actually be an AI voice and get your jokes out. You could be Blind Mike, the Beggy Monster, Cardiff Electric, Chad Zumach, Obnoxious John, Trucker Andy, Steel Toe, Opie, Kate Meany, Kevin Brennan. The list goes on and on. So I encourage everyone to check out supertip.gg/WATP. It helps us out, and it also is funnier than when shows used to take callers. I'd much rather hear an AI voice that's familiar read your joke than have a caller come in. So we appreciate that. Also, I want to make a big announcement. Shuli and I talked before the show, and all the gifted memberships today will go on their scoreboard. So make sure you send in those gifted memberships. Oh, you don't remember that conversation?
Here is the dues payer begging for membership.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, we'll add them on.
That is not the case, but we do appreciate when you gift memberships. And Silent Shape getting involved right away, gifting a Who Are These Podcast membership. Thank you very much, Silent Shape. He also became a member himself. Thank you very much for doing that. We do live shows every Wednesday and Saturday, and you get the links for those under the membership tab or the community tab. And also you get 2 bonus episodes every single month when you sign up for either our Patreon or our YouTube page. All right, there's a lot to discuss with John. I'm sure you guys all have notes and thoughts about what happened this week. John was very musical this week. I think maybe I want to start there because we definitely have to talk about this stuff with Chad's younger brother and John's joke and Clay not enjoying that. And we talked a lot about that in WTP. I know Uncle Rico covered it yesterday. I have a theory that I think is different than Shuli's theory and the Uncle Rico guy's theory on all of that. So that's a little tease. We'll get into that in a little bit. But I want to start with John on his show Thursday, maybe, was picking up the guitar and playing it a lot.
It's Thursday.
He's getting musical again. And it's been a while.
Oh, yeah.
And he's inspired by something. And I wonder if it's like he's performing other places maybe. And that's why he's getting excited to pick up the guitar and play. Like there's something that's giving him confidence again to play the guitar. I mean, Shuli, do you have any theories about this?
You think maybe he's doing some performances in the break room at Amazon, maybe?
Maybe there's a guitar. Yeah, because they probably have guitars in the warehouse, the 5-story warehouse. They have to walk up and down the stairs up. Just never seen a warehouse before. It's like, yeah, they go up and down the stairs to this warehouse. That's how warehouses work, retard. What would the logistics be like in that?
Yeah, he certainly seems inspired by something.
Yeah, I don't think it's the warehouse. I don't think he has a job at a warehouse because he doesn't even know what they look like. So that's probably not it. But there's something that he's doing during the day. So he starts the show later and he's drinking beer already, which is great. I love when John has a day job. But there's something that he's doing that's giving him confidence to play the guitar. You know, it's okay. This is, who knows? I was listening to Be Dabbling Live or Tukey Soup, one of those. And they had a caller call in and say, I'm a teacher and in Florida and I'm working with John, and John's not allowed to touch the instruments, and he has been touching them and he broke a guitar. Oh my God. Now, Cardiff, I think you or Ralph were there for that.
I believe I was. I believe Ralph was, yes.
Okay. Do you believe this story? Is John teaching in a school and playing guitar in the school, maybe performing for young children?
Is he teaching out of Amazon?
I don't know. We didn't discuss this before. Do you want me to? Is this a work? Is this a shoot? What are we doing? Because I believe I believe the blood getting all over the instruments was the tip off that call might have been farcical.
You never know.
Hemorrhoid blood was just getting on everything.
That was probably a farcical call, but I do think there might be something to that.
Maybe you got a job at Guitar Center.
Oh, you know what? I was at the Fort Myers Guitar Center, and I didn't see him there, but it was it was the morning, and I would imagine he doesn't get up early and go right to work.
Now I hate to burst your bubble there, Carl, but I've been in a couple Amazon warehouses myself.
Oh.
I've signed non-disclosure agreements because of this.
Okay.
But I think I can divulge that they do in fact have stairs.
Get the fuck out.
There are upper levels. There's
Get him out of here.
Get
him out of here. Make us look bad. Make us look bad. What an asshole.
There's 5 stories, and you have to go up and down stairs in order to find things for people?
Not to find things. No, you're not running around.
That's not how warehouses work.
Robots.
I know there are stairs in warehouses. This idiot says he has to go to the 5th floor to grab shit for people.
No, there's conveyor belts and stuff that are on other levels, and they go up and down, whatever. But no, the robots bring everything to the people.
Yes,
yes, okay.
It's a fucking forklift. You ever hear of a forklift? It would go right through the fucking drop ceiling. It'd be a whole problem.
I will say this: the episode we watched the other night, last night, where he started off the show by pretending he was at work at Amazon, and he made the comment about the stairs, and then he said, "No, I was teaching." Yeah. But that's all he said about that. That's the only detail he gave about that. And then the next thing was the ad agency, and he had a lot more details about
working on
that
my
as
Super Bowl
well.
commercial, and
Yeah.
You're right. Whenever he's lying, he embellishes it, and then when he tells the truth, he just skips right past that somehow. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm just from experience. That seems to be his MO when there's not much there. The only thing he said about teaching is he took a couple seconds to think of a location, and that was it. But everything else had details. I had to go up and down the stairs. We had, we're at the agency, Super Bowl, all that shit. Yep.
I don't know why we're
overlooking
with no details. So maybe he's putting in a couple hours there.
I don't know why we're overlooking the obvious. It was this time last year. He was at the Salvation Army.
That's true. Yeah. He could be doing that because he likes to give back.
I think he's just ringing the bell out in front of the stores.
He's not even working for him. He's just ringing the bell out there.
He's just taking the money?
Yeah.
Super chats, please.
Oh, he does the
My 4th grade teacher said I could play the bell the best.
They didn't give me a bell, but I got a trumpet.
Yeah.
It would be funny if you just saying super chats. Like, I mean donations. I mean, oh shit.
Donations for the SJ Army, please.
You know how now, like, the Salvation Army has a QR code? He just sticks his Venmo over.
That's a good idea.
It's actually brilliant. Yeah, it's easy to do. Next Ice Dump Show, Toys for Tots.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Those
Smart.
tots.
All right, so this is what I wanted to start with here. This is John feeling very musical, grabbing his guitar right away.
A little pitchy.
What's going on with his sideburn there?
His hair is
that like bald?
Disaster. Jen, do they stylists at Supercuts, are they the best you can get for coloring your hair or glazing it, as he calls it?
They're trained.
They're better than this.
Remember when your parents would give a lick and they'd like put your hair down? This looks like someone spit on him like it was a hate crime on the side of his head. It's just everything's just glued to the side of his head. Great.
Spit on that shit.
Looks like he tried to paint it on left-handed in the mirror.
Well, maybe he hasn't showered since Milton, and still the results of that. All right, we're all tuned up. Here we go.
Now, he's just proven he's never played a guitar in his life.
Oh, how do you mean, Cardiff?
Well, I mean, like, you got to go back to the E after even if he did tune his guitar in that moment.
Yep.
You got to go back.
It changes the tension on everything. Yep. So now John's going to bust out a whole new song for us. Another Stuttering John original. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Perfectly into.
Yep. Sounds great. Hey, just a quick note to VTM. I know you like to send John snacks and beers and things like that. Can you send us some guitar strings? These guitar strings he put on in the 80s on this fucking guitar. He needs to do strings.
No, in this episode, he admitted these guitar strings are 18 years old.
Yes.
That's crazy.
18 years old.
What the fuck?
Vince, can you check if 7-Eleven has capos? If you could send one of those too, that'd be great. Thanks.
But he's using a snark tuner. Now, a snark tuner, any idiot can use. It shows you if you're flat or sharp, and then it shows you the little thing as you adjust to get right to that note. Mm-hmm. And he still can't figure it out.
Charlie. Charlie. Oh, baby, fatso. You're so. Let me try.
Wait a second. Is this Fatty Patty?
No.
Yep.
Well,
this is Fatty Patty.
It's supposed to be Angie, right?
Angie, yeah, this is the Stones.
But it sounds very similar to Fatty Patty. I was thinking this.
He only knows the words.
Right.
Well, that's going to come up in a little bit.
Charlie, why are you crying so fucking much?
Nailed it.
Charlie, why are you such a pussy boy? Charlie, oh Charlie, why are you such a pussy boy? Charlie.
No, correct me if I'm wrong, with a parody song, you kind of want to have like different jokes.
Or a joke.
Or a joke, for each line. You don't just repeat the same thing over and over.
Yeah, but everybody's doing that, dude.
He's pushing boundaries here.
Nobody's repeating Chadley the whole song.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Not everyone has the lyrical talent of the Isotopes, Carl.
I've got you there.
That's why we don't put lyrics in our songs. I just be writing Pussy Boy over and over again. It's not a song, Carl. Fuck you.
Shoehorning.
Charlie, why you such a pussy boy?
Yuck, that's a terrible view.
What's the good view?
The poster of Jaws.
Lucy Tightbox is afraid right now. Sorry. All right. So he puts down the guitar there, but don't worry. Later on, he's inspired by a super chat that comes in, and he writes a SJ original.
Terrific.
Red Bull beer, Red Bull beer and benzos, Red Bull beer and benzos, Red Bull beer and benzos every day.
Next verse.
Red Bull beer and benzos. Red Bull beer and benzos.
Slow down.
Red Bull beer and benzos every day. Thank you very much.
Wow.
See, Carl, you don't understand. John is a TikTok generation. He's short spurts, repetitive stuff. That's what he's used to.
That's
Just
a good
think.
point.
Yeah.
Just think, if you took Red Bull beer and benzos for 50 years straight, you could write a song like this one day.
Honestly, some of the greatest songs that we all enjoy, the guys were drunk or high or both when they wrote those songs. So
yeah, but they were never stupid.
Yeah, I guess that's the difference.
You know?
Point.
Yeah.
Well, the best part about this is that he decides he has to do that song again and get a cleaner take of it. Because it's like he did the chord change in the wrong spot one of the times.
Right.
So he's like thinking about it, and he comes back to his guitar and does a take two. Trying to remember it.
Got the lyrics?
Yeah.
Red Bull beers and benzos, Red Bull beers and benzos, Red Bull beers and benzos every day. benzos. Red Bulls, beers, and benzos. Red Bulls, beers, and benzos every day.
He seems
DJ
lonely.
Dabbles, I just gave you another one. I think you can do onesies with that one.
So John doesn't understand what DJ Dabbles does.
Right.
He doesn't take songs and turn them into songs. He takes things that aren't songs and turns them into songs. And John's like, well, just wrote another hit with DJ Dabbles with that one. No one can fix that, John.
Maybe he knows exactly what DJ Dabbles does.
Well,
Well,
right.
I can tell you one thing he also doesn't take is requests. He usually comes up with them on his own.
Right,
know?
yes. You don't tell DJ Dabbles what to do, which
No.
that's another thing that John did today that we'll get into later. Here's another tease. John sent a homework assignment to VTM this morning saying, I need you to Photoshop the following things. And he gave him a list of things he needed VTM to Photoshop. And so Vince says, oh, what's your budget for this? Because I don't Photoshop and I outsource that. And so it didn't get done.
And you owe me money.
Yeah,
Right.
But John's got all the time in the world to learn how to Photoshop his own shit.
He could. It's actually pretty easy these days.
I
Vince
actually
is like-
have the Photoshops.
I see him.
It's just like I can't look. You know how much a picture of a young Alyssa Milano goes for on the internet, John? You're gonna have to reimburse me for this.
Yes. I want to thank Barnes and Noobs coming in with $10. Quick message to Dummy. Nobody is saying you're not allowed to retaliate. It's the fact that you're not owning up to being a lying scumbag. That's why you get called out. Correct.
Yep.
What John is doing and what Barnes and News, which I have a video coming up that he posted on Dabbler's Anonymous, which is fantastic. What he's talking about here is the fact that John is trying to, when he makes fun of Chad's younger brother dying at the age of 9, he's trying to have it so that he didn't know what he was saying and he didn't even know that happened. And he also apologized for it. And also, Chad deserved it because he was saying shit about my family. It's like, dude, you got to pick a lane.
No, those are the 3 phases of John.
But he keeps going through them over and over again.
Well, he tries one like a child.
Yeah.
You know, I'll see if this works.
As I say, 6-year-old boy.
Yeah.
As soon as you realize that, you realize why he takes every action he takes.
And it's funny.
Phase one.
Go ahead.
Phase one is always, how the hell was I supposed to know? That's always phase one of John. You know, what do you expect me to know something? Like you're the idiot for expecting that. And then eventually phase 3 is him going, so I'm just not supposed to say anything? Like, you know, I'm entitled to make fun of his dead little brother because he said something I didn't like.
Yeah, it's the narcissist's handbook, or what do they call it?
Prayer.
Yeah, the narcissist prayer, right?
I gotta get that.
Yeah, we got to get
Yeah,
that.
sorry.
We had it down here.
Kindy, send it to me.
Yeah, we
No,
had
but
it down here.
It got even more complicated than that at one point, where he was, you know, this was he was justifying going after Kevin Brennan's kids because Chad, like if Chad doesn't have kids because he doesn't, nobody will fuck him, obviously, as John would say. The only option I have is Brennan's kids by proxy, like,
which is a new level of evil for John. And as I said, I have a theory on all of that I want to put out.
What do your neighbor's kids look like, Carl?
But I brought this up on Rico, and I think it's pretty interesting. The only other time I've heard of someone doing this equation of like, I can't get to you, so I'm going to go after other people in your life, was Kevin Brennan.
Right.
And he did it to Chad. So it's like this full circle of stupidity that just never ends.
These guys think the same way. And
yeah,
honestly, that's a personality disorder, what Kevin Brennan has and what John has. And both of them have a very hard time maintaining friendships. Go figure. Who'd have thought? Red 473, $5. Cardiff with a bunch of white stuff on his face is very on brand. He usually gets it off his face very quickly with a slurping.
Yeah, usually just
white.
DPM, does Jenny make Chris take a nap when in studio? Jenny can't make anyone take a nap. She can only suggest it. That's all she does. She just asks and suggests it. Lyndon 49, $2. Happy holidays. Goodwill to all. Oh, and FSJ. Thank you, Lyndon.
And to all a good night.
I agree. Scalzo Photo, $5. Carl, we were promised Clay Duty. What the heck gives F the potato? Yes, we do have to get Clay Duty on here. He was great on Uncle Rico as usual this past weekend. Oh, maybe Clay Toody's coming up. Oh, I thought you were.
Puppets you think I own?
I know, that would be great. Melissa gifting 5. Who are these podcast memberships? Thank you very much, Melissa. We appreciate that. Of course, the people who got the memberships appreciate that because they can watch WTP live behind the paywall every Wednesday and Saturday and 2 bonus shows every single month. Let me head over to our super tip system and see what people are saying, like Anonymous.
Chad JP cheers.
Hey, J-Word, Syria's gone. Time to invade, but you won't serve. What say you do, Spayer?
My godfather, Greg, is a bald weasel hack. If he thinks he's going to stop Shuli, the bald weasel hack.
A lot going on with that one.
Battle of the bald weasel hack.
Pony Power 2 coming in. Of course, Pony Power, the creator of the Dabby Awards that are so fantastic. He says, if you want a Dabby or other dumb stuff, go to Dabbleverse 3D on Etsy. I will be using the money for a big upcoming project.
Nice.
Dabbleverse 3D on Etsy. In fact, I have that right here. Dabbleverse, the number 3, the letter D, .etsy.com.
Pony Power.
Thank you very much, Pony Power.
I have never spent a holiday with my kids since you started covering me, Carla. That's because I chose being a drunken drug addict that does nothing but embarrass them. And that's a fact, Jack.
Whoa, truth serum, John. And a little British, too. I like that. Because he does like to use those little British phrases. And
oh, it's Pub John?
Yeah, that's
Oi, oi.
That's Pickwick John right there.
Why does John keep calling people pussy boy? Isn't that Greta?
Yeah. Thank you, Opie. I'm glad Opie's pointing this out.
A time he got involved.
That's the worst phrase you could possibly be using for anyone. For a guy whose son has a vagina. You shouldn't call people pussy boy. It's crazy. And I don't want to point this out, but someone's got to do it besides Opie. Can't just be Opie.
He's going to slip up one of these days and just call someone vagina son.
Yeah, the whole thing's wild. The sentence Karl just said, John yelling pussy, but the whole thing's wild. It's just crazy.
That's why we're having so much fun in the Dabbleverse.
Yeah.
Professor Bubblegum. Uh-oh. Be ready to be scared.
John Melendez, a struggling senior, pours his heart into music, but his worn-out guitar strings and lack of guidance hold him back. With your support, we can provide John with new strings, a tuner, and much-needed lessons to bring harmony to his songs. Every contribution helps this soulful elder express himself more beautifully. Let's give John the tools to turn his sorrow into melodies.
I got to give credit to the Beggy Monster because it started with just like, give us money, give us money, give us money. And now he's just like, guys, here's the reason to invest this money to help people out. Beggy Monster is getting good at this.
He's giving some good advice.
I appreciate it.
'Tis the season.
Jay Loiterer coming in.
Give me an espresso martini. Truth to it.
Beggy Monster's following the Dabbleverse, apparently. I like that. DPM $5. The Super Bowl ad created at the Cape Coral Ad Agency is about reading jokes aloud about children being killed. It's for Buick. I wasn't going to buy a Buick next year, but now maybe I will.
Just Buick.
That's a new tagline. They're like, that's it, John. You're a genius. Hamhead, remember for 7 months.
Can you imagine if he worked at an ad agency and he kept suggesting, why don't we use this just do it thing I came up with?
I came up with this phrase.
Hungry for apples?
Hamhead, remember for 7 months. Just one string on my upright bass is worth more than that piece of shit acoustic he pretends to play. FSJ, it's a garbage instrument. Yeah. A lot of millionaires upgrade to a higher quality instrument. Ben S. Strike SJ for threats and abuse of YouTube. Says no kid gloves. Oh, YouTube's term of service, I would imagine. No kid gloves.
Well, that's it. That's actually, he brought up something that I wanted to bring up is that I saw on Dabbler, some people are upset that we have not WATP, Rico, that we have not gone after and struck his channel in some way up to this point.
It's not the game we want to be playing. We are not channel strikers. And John's trying to get Chad's gigs canceled now.
Yeah.
Okay. This is why we don't go down that road, because only bad things are going to happen for everyone. So I never encourage anyone to strike John's channel, even though he does break terms of service quite often. But this is how John lives his life.
It's funny, Chad. A couple of your people that you opened for have responded. So if anyone has a thumbnail of Chad's show that Patreon so smartly removed, if anyone has a thumbnail, I want to send that over to Nick Swartzen and to
disgusting
Daniel Tosh. Because I'm friends with Nick Malice, who's very good buddies with Daniel. And I'm just going to be like, look, man, this fucking guy has no problem going after people's families. He did with Brennan's wife. He threatened Brennan that he was going to get Brennan's wife fired from her job.
That's because Chad's an idiot. So John is trying to get future gigs canceled for Chad by directly reaching out to guys that he opens for, Daniel Tosh and Nick Swartzen.
Wasn't he really angry when people were threatening him with that? Or that?
Isn't that amazing? The double standard that John has when he's just
really
like, you guys are getting my gigs canceled. This is fucked up. It's like, why is John trying? But this is there's a phrase. I think it's called what comes around goes around.
Yeah.
Why does John think this is okay?
Yeah.
Because it's going around.
Think back to when they went after a sponsor of ours and we lost the sponsor. And he was celebrating that. Then when we had a terms of service issue with YouTube, he came on with the party blowers. None of them worked. It was great. But,
I remember.
But this is the only way he can fight back, unless he has unfunny people / attorneys writing material for him. Then this is the show you get. My whole thing of like why we don't strike him. There's so many better ways to rattle his cage than to strike him. If everyone went one day without giving him a penny, I'm telling you, he'll shut down that fucking channel himself. He will lose his shit. So and eventually he will get his own channel taken down. It's not anything we have to go out of the way. The guy just makes violation after violation every day. Vince is not helping him in any way. He's pushing him towards it. And so is everybody else for the most part, except for Clay, the one guy he shits on.
Right. Clay's the one person who's trying to help John.
Yep.
John hates that more than anything else.
Yep.
When you try to help him. It's very pissed off. Troy Smith's been coming up with some good zingers lately. Weird Al Kaholic. Well done, Troy. Mars $2. My dad has dementia and plays better than John. Yeah, my dad doesn't play guitar and plays better than John. June Cleaver's pearl necklace, $2. John tuned that guitar to his voice. Yes.
Oh.
I was noticing that. I have some songs coming up where it's just like everything's out of tune. It doesn't even matter.
It's in the key of John.
Yeah, no, it almost works. The great Missy B coming in with $20. Thank you, Missy B. Merry Sesmas, gents, Jen and Potato. Has anyone made the Christmas song Chad's brother got run over by John Melendez? Someone could shoehorn it in nicely. We have not yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see that. I mean, run over by a Buick would make more sense, but I mean, we could figure that out. Your oldest son is a pussy boy, dummy, $5. Says it only took 99 cents for him to read this name, show it, and leave it up. He definitely doesn't give a fuck about his kids. He definitely does not give a fuck about his kids. I would love to see one of his children watching his show.
Right.
Oof.
The horror.
Well, so would he.
But think about, we were talking about it, the Rob Saul bit the other day, right? Where he puts on the big nose and he's doing
Jew face.
The Jew face.
I have that
And he went
coming
Jew
up as
face,
well,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, and it's like, here's the reality. The reality of it is your ex-wife is Jewish, which means your kids are Jewish. I'm not saying you have to be a super religious Jew, but can't be sitting there giving the guy an ovation for doing that bit and then sit here and cry that your family's the most important thing to you in the world. You know, it's just he's amazing.
They're half Jewish, Shuli.
Right.
I'm
right.
a Catholic, so we call
because
it
he
half
wants him to be half
Right.
Jewish. Yeah,
Yes.
got it.
Not how that works. All right, let's get into some requests. John is now taking requests from the super chat.
And if I leave you here tomorrow.
So this is your mom's box, says Freebird. Isn't your mom's box the worst thing you could possibly say to John? Wasn't that he like lost his mind over that with Stevie Lou back in the day? I know we forgot
Stevie
about
Lou
these
got
things.
his arm broken because of karma. Because
Right.
of
I
that
for- I
saying.
forgot
Cross
about
the Duke.
That's
he was
right.
assaulted in the streets of Manhattan, which has never happened before.
Ever.
Because he did that.
Coincidence?
But I love that John's going to go for this. He's actually going to grab his guitar and try this.
Would you still?
Here we go. Let's see how
Now
this
Carl,
goes.
well, if you
You have a
could pause
prediction
it,
for this?
Freebird is a song that he talks about. He's talked about doing at the Battle of the Bands. Him and his guitarist traded solos on this song. They kicked ass on this song. And that was, in 1984. He was able to play the song perfectly.
And he got paid $10,000 for that.
And he got
gig,
paid
too.
$10,000. Yes. So let's
Yeah.
see. Let's see what all the
Okay.
years of practice of.
Right. Yeah. He should be able to kill it now.
She's 7. And I got it. If I leave you here
Not
tomorrow,
G7. I don't know.
would you still remember me? I gotta have that. I gotta have the band behind me. I can't remember. And actually, you played that song on stage. I just can't remember it.
I got to have the band behind. I got to have like talented musicians here doing that. in order
Yeah.
for
Playing
me
much
to
louder
play.
than me.
Yes.
Can I ask you guys? You're all musicians, all of
Yes.
you. I am not. But I want to ask you guys this question because I saw Mars put it up in chat. Percentage-wise, how much do you think he wrote and performed on his album?
Okay. I've actually studied this a little bit. I think he played most of the guitar on his album because it is terrible. If you listen to his album, it is not good. It's not polished anyway. The other guitarist in his band, I'm blanking on what his name is because we watched a bunch of his live shows, is way better than him. And John obviously didn't let the better guitarist play the solos. He should have. What are your thoughts, Cardiff?
Wrote. I mean, he brags about some of the greatest songs that never got released. Wrote being written by other people.
Right.
Well, even that his biggest hit was written by that goofball meth head guy he had on his show. I forget his name too.
Yeah.
But he was bragging about writing that riff. But no, I mean, I think Shuli said performed, right?
Yeah, or written and performed. Like, I'm just curious as to how much, percentage-wise, how much involvement did he have in this album other than being Stuttering John from the Howard Stern Show?
I think it is quite possible he did write some of those lyrics because they're also really terrible.
Yeah, I mean, the album stinks. That's why I'm struggling with saying he didn't have anything to do with it because I think he had a lot to do with it.
Yeah, no, that was his band. He was the front man of that band. Cardiff and I have both watched a lot of these live concerts with him performing these songs.
I watched the new one last Thursday on Potato Soup. It was a different show. It's not the Stutter You Piece of Shit show. It's a different show, same place.
Yep.
Where he gets electrocuted by a mic, which is fantastic.
Nope.
Everybody should check that out. But he starts the show where I forgot what fucking, I think they were doing the Peanuts theme song. They were doing some fucking cover song.
Yeah.
And there's a little lead at the beginning, and he's standing with his back to the audience. And the actual guitarist playing the lead is in the dark. And he's making it look like he's playing the lead, but he's not. Because as he turns around, the lead's still going, and then he's back in the bass position. He's doing nothing. But he wanted people to think he was a lot more than he was. But no, he's dog shit. Stinks.
All right. So I was just watching. I didn't watch this episode yet this week. So I was watching it this afternoon, prepping for the show today. And this made me laugh out loud. So a super chat comes in and says, all right, John, can you even play the guitar without staring at your hand and where you're putting your fingers?
That makes sense. A day to play guitar without looking at the neck.
He's like, I got this.
Okay.
I mean, they couldn't have gone better. And This is the thing. I was actually texting with Earl David Reed, EDR, the other day, and he's been watching all this stuff and keeping up. And I said, if you wrote John as a character in a book or a movie, it would be terrible. It'd be a terrible character because it's so cartoonish. You're like, well, he can't just always be an evil buffoon. There has to be most people have redeeming qualities. There has to be some nuance to this. And John really is a character that everything he does is wrong and stupid and evil and awful. You're just like, well, you can't possibly be all cocky and confident playing his guitar without looking at it and then completely miss every note. And yet here we are.
So you're saying he's two-dimensional?
Yes, very much so.
Do you by any chance have the clip where he went through the do re mi?
I don't.
Oh.
Why was he going through do re mi?
He was. I don't know what he was doing. He goes do re mi fa sol la ti do, and he goes do is A, re is B, C is or re is he got so confused. He got to C.
Next.
On the scale and just walked away from it. He's like, the rest.
Sounds like somebody's writing their own curriculum again. This should be good.
Right.
Boom.
It sounds like he's teaching children music.
Yeah.
He's going through do re mi. Cardiff, what would me be if you start on A and you're doing do re mi? What note?
Q.
Motherfucker.
Could have bought a vowel, dude.
All right, so he's going to tune his guitar now. He's pretending that was what the problem was, and he's going to try this again, playing without looking. All right.
Almost got it.
Going drop D? What are we doing? Okay.
Drop Q.
All right.
Snap.
Here we go. Here we go, guys.
Oh no!
Play it again.
I fell out of my chair upstairs.
You got to bring that back.
Yeah, all right. Oh my god. Because I'm listening to each other, like, okay, yeah, all right, we should be able to play a chord here. Sounds right.
It's literally, it would have been the only thing would have been better if all the strings broke on that one strum at the same time. Which is what
You're
it
the
sounded
neighbor's
like.
dog hollowing.
I'm blind.
That actually happened in this movie, One Too Many. Which I don't want to bring that up around Cardiff. He gets very upset. We talk about that movie.
That's since the war.
Here it comes. He looks at his hand. He gets his hand in the right place, and he looks at the camera like, I got this. Chris, we got to get this chord on your board.
Okay.
Oh.
Every time a joke falls flat.
Oh, yeah.
That's the
That's
drop.
replacing the Letterman. Boom.
Yes. Oh. Replacing the car crash on Opie and Anthony.
Right. Holy shit.
That's the new thing right there. All right. Let me play another clip here. Remember, John once said he was a better guitarist than me. I think he'll say it right now if you ask him, which is extremely offensive to me. It's one of the ways he'll offend me is with that kind of shit. Now, I'm going to ask you guys, if you haven't seen this yet, try to guess the song that he's playing. Any guesses?
Yeah, based on his new job, Wheels on the Bus. I think. No?
All right, that's a good guess. Producer Chris?
I got nothing, man. I have no idea what that is.
It's a song that we all know very well. We've probably heard it in the last week or two. Played all the time. Jenny, any thoughts?
Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas.
Cardiff, do you know what this
I
is?
do. I do
Okay,
remember what it was, but it took me a while. Even when I knew, I didn't know.
Yes, this is amazing.
It's not Rage Against the Machine, is it?
No, good guess. Good guess.
Yeah, I really got you going.
Oh my
I
God.
got you so you can't sleep at night.
You really got me.
Motherfucker!
It's not even possible to play something that bad.
Right?
I can't even imagine.
Hold on.
What? Oh, let's see if Cardiff can pull this off. Hey, that sounds like that.
I mean, yeah, it's still shit, but god damn it, that was horrible.
All right.
Wait, hold on.
yeah.
Now it's in queue.
There we go.
All right, one more musical part to this, and then we'll move on to other things. But I was just having so much fun with this. One of John's favorite songs to play is Pink Floyd's "Mother," and I'm sure he knows the chords because there's like 3 chords in that song. Like, I'm sure he knows this.
Daniel August, my man, thanks for the 50. Here's 50. Play more guitar. Merry Christmas. Okay. Let's see.
$50 well spent, by the way. Thank you, Daniel.
Mother, do you think they'll drop the bomb?
Oh, God.
Wrong chord.
Yeah, for being out of tune, I know it's the wrong chord.
Still going. All right. This is great. He's going to do it again.
Mother, do you think they like this song? No, I think I got this wrong.
Yeah,
I think you do.
5, you idiot.
Mother, do you think I can play this song?
Mother, do you think they'll try to break my balls? Is the lyric he should be singing on that.
Do you think he's teaching how not to play music, maybe? Because he might be the best teacher in all the land. If
Learn from my mistakes.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't do it like this. 2, 3, 4.
Space Nerd, $2. I heart Cardiff.
Oh,
that looks like a troll. Block him.
No,
Out of here.
Brother Ted, $5. You guys have forgotten John's OCD prevents him from lying unless he's doing an integrity verification, in which case his OCD makes an exception. It's nice of his OCD to give him some leeway on that. DPM, $5. Cardiff, is it your double chin or your sweet potato rump that's constantly jiggling?
Could be both.
1971 Puffy, $20. Thank you very much. F the Bills and F the Rams. What do you think about that? That was an entertaining game yesterday.
That was wild.
It was wild.
Every time I watch him play now, I always think fucking Karl was ready to trade Josh Allen in week 4.
They had 2-game losing streak. He looked so bad. I was coping. That was my cope for that. But that game yesterday, the Bills lost, but I think Josh won the MVP with that. It was fucking ridiculous what he pulled out.
I was exhausted from being jerked around emotionally.
I know. Ben asked $2. Percentage of SJ's chats that are VTL sock accounts, 50%? At certain times, yes.
I mean, that's the story of the Dabbleverse. If that ever came to light, is all the sock accounts that dude has. I don't think
that post of Chad's L's that was recently in Reddit.
Oh yeah.
And it's just this list that goes on. It's like 3 or 4 columns. That would be if someone posted all of Vince's sock accounts. It would go on for days.
Yeah.
It does check out because Vince is very adamant that John not use the members only chat. So I just don't think he wants to buy memberships for all his sock accounts.
Oh, yeah. That's a great point. Yes. 1971 Puffy, $5 says, it's scary how much Cardiff looks like my creepy neighbor when he dresses up like Santa. You live in Idaho? Thanks, Jen.
No problem.
You're going to get a bonus this year.
Yay!
I appreciate that. See, is that so hard, Bob Levy? Just a giggle. Duke, John's disgusting lumpy goiter affordably. Eugene, I can't believe his son and his spouse are named Night and Day. It sounds like a badly written joke by STDJ. Yeah.
And none of these characters are believable.
Right, that's what I mean.
You know?
It doesn't seem plausible. That's why the Dabbleverse is so much fun. DPM, $2. You can't imitate Shuli without going full Jew face.
It is a problem a lot of people have had throughout the years. I will give you that. I will give you.
How do you say this name?
Night Queefs.
Night Queefs. Thank you.
Yeah.
Daddy's Jen warts make me louder. Daddy's genital warts make me louder. I get it.
I get it now.
Night Queefs. That's a rough one right there. That's a rough one.
Yeah.
Big Daddy Dodo. I got the sticker right here. I still got to get this up on the wall. We need a new sticker board up here. Jesus fuck, he's horrible. All right, I guess he was not enjoying the music as much as John thought people might enjoy the music. Matthew Rowley, member for 5 months. Thank you. How did you ever reveal what John's real job is? Oh, did you ever reveal what I don't know where I'm seeing extra words on here. Did you ever reveal John's real job is? If so, I missed it. What's he doing? Also, the Bills suck and will never win a Super Bowl. That is very possible. That part I believe you because I've lived a long life of not watching the Bills win a Super Bowl. But I think we're all pretty convinced he's at the ad agency, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's working with a group of very young ad people, and
the most plausible.
Yeah,
well, I'm glad he's working on that Super Bowl ad.
He's writing a song for it.
Oh,
wow. Maybe he's in the jingles department.
Oh,
no.
We didn't even think about that.
Every day I got to come up with a jingle that helps him take a nap.
Well, we know he's not in the Photoshop department.
No, it's not graphic design, that's for sure. Carl's Frosted Tips.
I call a trucey. The W's are not sneaky, big nosed, greedy, and soul stealers. Karl, same. You are not a nerdy club, footed Nazi. I kid because I love. My son doesn't have a slit.
Ew.
Hal Hitler.
I'm club fucking footed, you asswipe.
All right. I'm going to take the truce. What do you think, Shuli?
I love the fact that when he said Nazi, it sounded like Brad Pitt in Inglourious Basterds. How did I get that voice in here? That was great.
That's a good idea, actually.
Yeah, fuck the truth. We're on, bitch. On site, KFT.
Happy Valley Wrecking Crew.
My son has a dried up crunch.
Oh, right.
Caller, you're on the air.
Yeah. Let's go to line 7.
Yo, my wiggers. Skip dilly bop bop. I would love a new car, you jagoffs.
Yo, are you following this new car thing for Joey C?
No, I just get a text from Joey once a week on, can you come on? And then if I can, I'll pop on, and I'm not up to date on the latest. I did hear that they were going to get him some car, but
who's they?
Yeah, I don't know. I know I'm not involved. My name's Bennett. I ain't in it, dog. I ain't buying nobody a car.
Levy and OJ.
Oh, okay. OJ
They're
and
doing
Levy
a fundraising stream to buy Joey a car.
All right.
KJ, she's the best. $50 through the Super Tip system, so we get to keep most of it. Thank you for that, KJ. I hate John for making me feel for Chad this week. Low life. I think we all feel the same. And I'm going to play one more clip, and then I want to get into that because I have a lot of thoughts on what's going on with him and Chad. But yeah, I don't watch Chad's show. I don't know what Chad's saying. I'm sure it's just as despicable, but he seems like the sympathetic character and how John's treating all of this, which is wild.
I run over Chad's brother. As I was taking a big dick, I accidentally bumped the car in neutral when the guy was cooming in my shit.
Thank you for your call. All right, let's get into this because as we have already pointed out and we've been talking about for the last few days, John went on and he did this wildly horrific bit that went on where Chad was talking to his mom for some reason, even though anyone who knows Chad's history, its mom wasn't like a presence in his life that was helping him with anything by any means. And John's
he didn't grow up in a zoo either, I don't think.
I don't think so. Right. But it was weird because it was very much John projecting, as he often does, where it's like, Mommy, I need you to help me out of this predicament I'm in. And then Chad's mom would say, I can't. This is the real world now. You're an adult. Oh, but why is that? I should be able to do whatever I want. And it was like very much John and his mom's relationship.
Yes. Performative John is an actor, and actors have to pull from experience.
Right. And also John's an idiot. And he doesn't have no creativity. So
he can't hide it.
Can I put the air conditioning on, Mommy? No, no, I can't.
But it's 80 degrees, Mommy, and I'm sweaty on my show.
And we saw an example of this with Vince and the screenshots that he shares in the group where John's asking him to do something for him,
Yep.
and Vince doesn't get back in time, and he writes, "I'll just ask my mom. I'll ask my mom." That's his donut tire in the back of his car. His mom. Anytime.
So bizarre. So he's doing this bit for way too long, and it's not hitting, and it's just embarrassing. And then he concludes it by making fun of Chad's younger brother, who was 9 at the time, being run over by the car in the driveway. And Clay Dabbler sees this on Chad's show. It's interesting that Clay said, I saw Chad play the clip. So Clay's not watching John's show?
No.
He's only watching it when he's on? It's weird. It reminds me of when people asked John who the best guest was on the Howard Stern show, and John was like, I don't really pay attention. I wasn't paying attention. Back when he was on the show, he wasn't even listening to the show. He only cares when he's on it. I think same thing with Clay. But anyway, my point is, so John said this horrific thing. Clay Dabbler took notice, called John out for it, and John turned this into being mad at Clay for even bringing it up. Which is what John always does. It's like, whoa, what am I supposed to do? He's talking about my kid, and he had this thumbnail, and of course I'm going to do that. And then he turns that into, I'm going to go after KB's family and young children. I don't know, young, I have no idea. But I'm going to go after KB's children since Chad doesn't have kids, because it's by proxy. It's the only way I can
It's
get
the logical
revenge.
conclusion.
Right.
And so I was watching Shuli and the gang on the Uncle Rico show. And I think Shuli's take was, and correct me if I'm wrong, was, oh, this goes back to getting his sister to fight his fights when he was a little kid. He's looking for KB to come in and save the day and put Chad in his place.
Yeah, it's part of that. Part of it is the fact that he can't battle with wit, with busting balls, with any of those things.
Neither could Chad, by the way. Chad's also the guy who just stoops to the lowest level possible, and that's what he goes after.
Which is why this is an interest. It's like those two Rams on Nat Geo just nailing each other over and over again. We're all on the mountain going, one of these motherfuckers got to drop at some point.
Except these Rams are a little bit lazy.
Yeah. Ram's got a beer in his hand while he's talking the other one.
But yeah, it's like, who can go lower? Because that's what the contest is. Who can stoop lower in this contest? And John trying to get KB involved. Here's my theory on this. And he actually showed his hand, because he said, and I heard you guys say on Uncle Rico, this is projection. He goes, Chad is going after me because that's how he makes money. So now Chad, just like Karl and Shuli, has to talk about me in order to make money. And if you remember, in Atlantic City, when John was there and he was talking to someone privately, and it was overheard him say, yeah, I got to keep the family stuff going and the kid thing going because that's what people are interested in. That's what keeps the drama alive, so people are watching the show. My theory is John is the worst enemy to his family. There's no one on the internet who's worse to John's family than John. He doesn't give a fuck about them. And he wants to get KB involved, so the KB starts going after his family as well. He's trying to get everyone to talk about his trans son, talk about his kids. I mean, this was proven because when John had that attorney for a minute, and the attorney called me and Bob and Shuli, and we all said, yeah, he's saying shit about our families and blah, blah, blah. And the attorney's like, he is? What? And he told John to stop doing that. And the result of that was there was no longer pictures of Osa. Did I say pictures? Pictures of Osa. God damn it.
All right.
On Uncle Rico's show. And the family stuff went away. Because John goes, I'm not talking about families anymore. It's like, we don't want to talk about family either. We want to make fun of you. And that happened. So John knows that if he stops bringing up family, no one's going to talk about his family. Let's bring it back to the podcasters involved in this. And that's why it's proof. John wants people talking about his family because he knows that gets more drama. He doesn't give a fuck about them. He'd rather read a $2 super chat insulting his trans son than actually have a connection with his son and try to be a good father.
Or maybe because he doesn't have a connection with his son, he's like, well, I might as well capitalize on that.
Yeah. I mean, that's the reason why we've gotten to this point, but he might be thinking that way.
It's one of my favorite clips from the Kate tapes is when he's telling her, and he's drunk, so his guard is down, right? So more honesty is flowing out of him along with all the other fluids. And he goes, I know exactly what I'm doing, Kate. And he's talking about Brent, and he says, this doesn't get to me, he says, but I'm going to let it get to me so I can keep doing this thing and drum up business. And he knows that we all know performative John. We all know when he gets loud and starts pointing his finger that he's doing a show.
Yep.
For somebody. He used to be Kate, you know, when he would go after Melton and he'd sit there and he'd put on a show for her. Now, you know, he's doing it probably for Vince. He's doing it for whoever's feeding him the information. Beer sales Jerry, you know. All of a sudden, John's on a soapbox about anti-Semitism. He's got Rob over there with a fucking big Junos on, and he's going, how can you be friends with Kumia? And
Right.
his buddy Jerry's like, you tell him, boss. Like, all these fucking idiots are retarded. And he's a total phony. You can send any clip of any show that talks about John to his family. None of them will hurt or bother them more than the shit that John has said himself.
Right.
Whether on his show, in phone calls, whatever. That's blood. You're fucking talking like that about your blood. Like, shame on you, dude.
That's
There's
the
no
truth.
coming back from that.
That's the truth. I said one time on one show that Lily looks like Baba Booey is her father.
Right.
And John has repeated that so many times. If Lily was ever going to hear that, it would be because her father said it on the internet. He's repeated it so many times. He is definitely doesn't give a fuck about his family. He's their worst enemy. And I'm not surprised that his family all hates him. There's no way he sees his children at any point over the Christmas break. Cardiff, what say you?
Well, let's not forget that John's kids also have heard from John that you called them losers.
Well, I know.
You know,
which was a complete joke. I'm like, oh, this kid sounds like losers. It was obviously sarcastic. And John has repeated that probably 1,000 times at this point.
It's everything. All the trashing that he talks about is amplified. Let's say that. If anybody's trashing anybody in John's family, John is the one amplifying it to a level where someone in John's family might actually hear it.
For financial gain.
Yes.
Well, and he has said in the past, his kids have had input into his podcast. And that input was, stop doing it. We don't like it.
Yes.
And another clip on the tapes is him going, I had to explain to him, hey, the life you get is because of me and my celebrity.
Yeah.
And that comes with the good and the bad. And you just got to deal with that shit. Tough luck.
It's surprising to see how bad of a parent he can be and not realize that he's showing all of us this. Not realize that he's presenting this to us. I'm not digging into his family. John will see this clip or something and interpret it as, oh, they're so obsessed with my family and our relationship. It's like, you're the one putting all of this out there for display for us. I wouldn't know what his kids' names are. I wouldn't care. I don't know what Brennan's kids' names are. I don't know what Shuli's kids' names are. I don't care.
Why would you?
Right. I don't give a
Nobody
shit.
in the
It's nice to put a
Dabbleverse.
name to the pictures.
It is. That is true. Nobody in the Dabbleverse would care where John's kid's going to school until John started taking victory laps because his kid's going to a good school.
Well, Cardiff wanted to go to his graduation, but outside of that,
That
I
is
don't think
true.
anyone
Cardiff's
was
a scumbag.
And when John told Oscar that a potato wanted to go to his graduation, Oscar was very upset.
Oh my God. It's so stupid.
Great point.
So wait, I'm not going to graduate if Cardiff shows up? That's right. He'll stop the graduation and no college for you. I still don't understand what John's reasoning was on that.
I mean, think about it. The guy had to sneak into his kid's graduation. That's
And
fucking nuts.
then got in trouble for what, tweeting it or
Yeah.
posting it somewhere.
Couldn't resist. Had to take credit.
It just reminded me, John's perpetually online, and guys his age shouldn't be because they don't know how to deal with it. People have been sending me, I never show this stuff, but people have been sending me his private Facebook page where he actually communicates with friends and family.
Yeah.
And he's just constantly arguing politics.
Yep.
Like he's just unlikable in every fucking thing. I'm like, well, this is the Dabbleverse. Of course, we're fighting each other. And it's like, no, even when he's just interacting with friends, people he knows in real life, he's just being a douchebag, just being a dick.
Carl, his own child, he had an argument on Facebook with that he deleted. Let's not forget that.
I forgot that. Can you
let's
give more
not forget
details?
that.
I don't remember that.
It was a trans joke, I think it was his Fruit Loops or something like that. And one of his kids, who happened to be trans, I don't know at the time, whatever, replied to it and like kind of scolded him on it. And he talked about it, how he had to delete his kid's response. He didn't delete the post. Wow. He deleted his kid's response to the post.
Blocked.
Yeah.
You're bringing the room down. I had him.
He just dead named her and went up block.
God.
He's the best. All right.
You know, when we were talking about Clay earlier, I was thinking how he tries these different tactics to like win Clay over, or at least shut him up, you know.
Right.
And I think he's so used to people being embarrassed that don't dignify anything he says with a response, especially like when he's doing the political shows. You know?
Oh, yeah.
He tries that tactic. Like, if I just keep talking, eventually they'll shut up because they're embarrassed. But he doesn't get to the embarrassed part.
He translated it as a win.
Exactly. Right.
But they're literally like, I can't be in this conversation anymore.
He thinks he's baffling them with bullshit. Instead, they're just so embarrassed they don't want to be a part of it.
It's true.
Yeah.
We've seen that many times.
Many.
Happy Valley Wrecking Crew, $5. He should play Lola and dedicate it to the LGBTQTIA plus community. I just grabbed this today from his show.
LGBTQ plus.
Just rolls off the tongue for this guy. He must really care about those people.
Do I stutter?
Which is something that producer Chris said. I'm like, that'd be a great line for John. He's never used it. Damn War Eagle, Jeffrey from Georgia, $2. War Damn Shuli, TSN Army.
Let's go. Let's go, Jeff.
John's Unshaven Lint Trap. Put the name SJ in for Jimmy in the All Man Bro song. Now Where to Run. It's his life's goal. Translation, please.
Nowhere to Run by the Allman Brothers.
Oh, thank you very much.
Here for you.
Appreciate it. Carl's Frosted Tips, $2, says he plays like Peter and Lois when they're high. Yes. That's a good reference. I should grab that clip. That's funny. Detroit Dabbler, $2. Sorry, Carl. Bill's about to lose 2 in a row. FSJ. Your defense, though. Listen, the Bills lost, but they put up 6 touchdowns in that game. And that Detroit defense is giving up touchdowns to the Bears.
Yeah.
Packers are good, but I don't know. We'll see. Listen, I think that Detroit's going to win at home. Don't get me wrong, but I'm optimistic.
Coming up after sports, we got weather.
Night Queeps, $20, says, I get louder as the day gets longer. This guy's got 1 million of them.
I like that. He paints a picture, doesn't he?
He really does. Mike Larson in Australia watching the show. Remember, guys, none of this bothers him. PCWO.
Hey-o.
Big fan, $5. Fuck, marry, kill. SJ singing, comedy, guitar playing.
You know how marry, kill works, sir. I can stick my dick in neither of those things.
I'd kill Stuttering John with his guitar.
YouTube terms of service.
While he's performing comedy. Big Daddy Dodo, $5. Shuli, when is Karl producer Chris going to be on Rico? We need a star-studded event. FSJ, FKB, FBL, FVTL.
These guys, they open door, man. They're like Bob Hope. Anytime they want to come on, they are more than welcome.
I always love doing a Rico show with you guys.
Yeah. I would love producer Chris is like a legend. I don't think have you been on ever?
I don't think so.
Yeah, we definitely.
You're doing Trucker Andy show. You're not on Uncle Rico.
You're gonna out me in front of our friend Shuli.
How did that go last night on the All Apologies podcast?
It was great.
Awesome.
Yeah,
coming out on Wednesday.
Ripping on pretentious chefs. I love it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
June Cleaver's pearl necklace, $5. After the Kate tapes, you can imagine the drunk calls he makes to his family. Yes, those tapes were revealing in a lot of different ways, more so than just what he said on those, but the way he interacts with other humans when he doesn't think he's being recorded.
Yeah. And he doesn't mind talking for like 3 hours at a time.
Oh, I know. He even said the other day when he does his dating apps, the women comment on how he doesn't like to text because, most normal people just want to text and be done with it, but he needs to make a phone call. He's like, no, I still like to talk to people. Like, ugh.
Yeah, but they don't want to talk to you.
They don't. It's a waste of people's time. Not everyone is lonely. People have like schedules and shit to do.
He might get more dates if he didn't talk to them.
Oh, for sure.
Every other stutterer in the world loves texting.
Yes, it's made for that.
Not only that, but every post in that text group from Vince is screenshots of John texting him.
Yeah.
So either he doesn't like texting women and he really likes texting dudes, or he's full of shit.
Well, because Vince gives him money and gifts. And I don't know how long it takes before he starts asking these Tinder chicks.
Oh, I'm sure he didn't. Yeah, I'm sure he didn't text Kate Meany ever. I'm sure it was always calls. If it was always calls, there'd be 10 more tapes. Believe
Oh my
me.
gosh, that's true. I wonder if he ever hit up Kate Meany because her mom has money. I wonder if he ever hit her up for money.
DabbleCon 3, the screenshots. Text
let's go. Let's go.
Maybe that's why he likes talking better, because then people don't have evidence of the things he says, or he thinks.
Right.
So
that
people
is
can
true.
keep text messages and emails, but if he doesn't know he's being recorded, that's just off into the
He's not going
Right.
to count but that
Someone
would
in
be a good reason.
2024 had to tell him, your calls have been recorded. He goes, damn it, I didn't think of that. What the hell? You can do that?
Those tapes.
I mean, it all goes back to the double standards hypocrisy again, where this guy is still bragging about his phone call with Trump.
Yeah.
He recorded, and the Secret Service had to show up to his door, and he's just like, yeah, but we're going to have Kate arrested by the FBI. You're like, Kate's not the president of the United States, idiot.
Think about
Right?
it too. He's very much, he's admitted that he always does voice to text. And that's why, that's why there's all the spelling mistakes. That's why the threats to Vince, because JetBlue threatened Vince when he was on the plane.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it's the same amount of work for him to have a phone call as it is to text. If he's just, at least now he doesn't have to read. He can listen to your response.
Maybe it's the reading that he doesn't like. Very possible. Francie Campbell, $10 says, I'm just wondering how the talented and beautiful Jenny Jingles can stand listening to this idiot sing. Cardiff, you look adorable. Producer Steve, I have a great picture of us in Detroit.
I'd like to meet that guy.
No, his name is Steve. Francie.
I'll have producer. Yeah, we'll have producer Steve on the show before producer Chris. Because, Jesus Christ.
Jen,
goading me into it.
How does that feel when you hear him singing these songs?
It doesn't sound like singing to me.
Yeah.
Really.
Right, so it's not that.
It just sounds like wailing.
It's worse when someone's singing decent and then misses a couple notes. Like, Jen and I will watch national anthems before games. We're like, whoa, what the fuck? That's way worse than just not being able to sing at all.
It's like one of those chefs producer Chris was talking about last night, looking at a Big Mac.
Right. Yeah, they're just like, I'm not offended by it. It's garbage. I don't care.
Yeah. It's more scary to me that he thinks it's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a little bit delusional, that guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, David Allen Coe. Who would have figured my wife ran away with a
I don't know why the AI did that, but Carl's frosted tips. Shame on
Pushing
you.
the boundaries.
I mean, it's an actual song. It's not necessarily all his fault, but whatever.
Yeah, that's true. John, I was watching John's show a little bit today before we started this, and he's talking about Chad Zumach, and he's talking about me, because I guess he saw the clip of us talking about it. And he said, he goes, I love how Carl's criticizing my joke, but overlooks all the things that Chad has done. Is that what my history is? Overlooking things that Chad has done? I think I've done more research on Chad's criminal background than
notorious apologist.
Just about anyone I know. People see and hear what they want to see and hear.
I think you're like a level below KB as far as man crushes for him. You're right there. You're the only guy that he's like, how come you don't join my side, Carl?
Shuli, I think you're right. I think if I came on next week and said, guys, we're going too hard on John. He's not that bad. He's probably the best broadcaster in the Dabbleverse. He'd be like, thank you. I knew it, Carl. I knew Carl would come around. If you did that, he'd be like, fuck you, Shuli.
Yeah. Oh, if you did that in this episode by his show tomorrow, he'd be like, Carl and that lovely Jenny Jingles. I really gotta give them some love.
Well, he did suggest when you actually did speak with him and those live podcasts he did together, we should start the SJ and K show.
Yes.
Like he wants to podcast with you.
He did want to. And he also wanted to buy us beers when we were down in his neck of the woods that one time.
And feed your cats.
And feed my cats.
Feed
that
my
don't
dead
exist.
cat. Yep.
Yep, that was pretty nice of him too. Imagine having cats in Cape Coral. Ugh.
So dangerous.
And within a couple of weeks, it turned into shitting on your walls and in your pool.
That's right. He still hasn't rented out our house. I wish he would.
He can't afford it.
No, I don't think he can.
Vince has to rent
Yeah.
We saw a new character enter the Dabbleverse this past week, Clearwater Chad. Did you guys catch any of Clearwater Chad coming on
Goddamn right.
John's show? Let's check it out. This is The Emergence.
Hey, John, it's an honor and a privilege. Thanks for having me on.
School!
Oh, wait, hold on. Okay. Go.
So I guess this guy does an impression of John, or what am I supposed to make of this? Anyone?
He did. We were on the Clearwater Chad bandwagon early. We were watching him very early on. We had like 3-4 views on his videos where he would just be sitting at his screen drinking beers and repeatedly saying, "I'm Stuttering John." Like that was his. So I kind of looked at it. It was weird. I'm like, okay, I did some weird stuff to start out. Let's see where he's going with this. But that was really his bit. He was just, his impression of Stuttering John was drinking beer and saying, "I'm Stuttering John." So it's pretty bang on. And it's led him to finally be on the show.
Well, this is like, I'm going to let this play a little bit. Do you guys remember when the Joe Rogan was interviewing Joe Rogan? Like the guy spliced the two videos together? That's what this is. It looks like two Stuttering Johns talking to each other.
How are you, brother?
Good, very good. Yeah, thank you very much for having me on. Like I said, I really appreciate it.
Well, I find you very funny. Because you're not being an asshole. I mean, you're parodying me, but you're being funny at doing it.
He's what him?
Parroting.
He pairs well with a Michelob Ultra.
You're not being an asshole. I mean, you're parodying me, but you're being funny at doing it.
I appreciate that. I try to tone it down, and it's a blast doing you because I have the time.
I always like a comic who's just like, yeah, I try to tone it down. Good stuff. I don't want to be too outrageous and interesting.
I appreciate that. I try to tone it down, and it's a blast doing you because I have the time of my life doing you, and I get a lot of the same people that watch your show that come over to my live, and I did a live earlier today of me shoveling my driveway as you, and people were watching that and super chatting that, and
What made you? Because it's a genius idea.
It's a genius idea.
I can't believe John didn't ask him how much are they super chatting.
Yeah, that's a good question.
It's good. Well, you're doing me. I should get a cut of it. At least.
Oh yeah,
He's working up to that.
Yeah.
I was shoveling my driveway as you. People were watching and loving it. All right.
It's my brother's.
Chad, do you know what you did that these other idiots couldn't figure out? They all want to chip at me. They all want to hate on me. What you figured out, you don't have to. You can keep me in the title and say this, but you're being kind of a friendly funny as opposed to a hateful, unfunny. You understand?
Thank you very much.
You're being less funny and more just there, which I appreciate.
Yeah, we want more.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, Shuli first.
I was just gonna say your impression is pussy boy approved. I like it. Thank you.
Yes.
Nothing says friendly funny like a dead 9-year-old joke.
I appreciate the way that my thin skin and you work together.
I appreciate that, John. And what some of the people in the chat maybe don't know is I am college educated just like you. I do have a 4-year business degree and I minored in marketing, so that could be part of it. Some of the people don't know. Oh, Empire State.
The building?
Where is that?
Where is that? I don't know. Probably in the Empire State. I would imagine. I don't know. Just throwing that out there.
Well, I went online, but they have one in Buffalo and Saratoga, and I actually work at a university too.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, so you're not an idiot.
Nope.
Well, that explains why you came up with an original idea.
What? Huh? John is calling impersonating someone an original idea.
Also, He's calling a guy who just bragged about shoveling his driveway as John a genius.
Yes.
And he goes, yeah, this is a genius idea. So you're smart. Oh, okay. Got it.
I like that he goes, I work at a university. He goes, oh, so you're smart. You know how many dumb people work at universities?
Yeah.
Did
Hey,
he
you
say
ever
he was a
been to a
professor or
bookstore?
anything?
No, he didn't say in what capacity. He could be a janitor.
John probably wants a new diploma.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, it's fine, but all right. Well, so this I just thought was hilarious, and I wanted to play it because this came after he was playing. John was playing his songs that we were all watching.
Like, I mean, like I could write. Like you saw me today. How many catchy tunes did I just write in the fucking last hour?
Right.
This is the delusion of John, and I can't figure out. I mean, he's not playing into this. He really believes that he came up with catchy, funny songs just now. Even though he gives up halfway through and puts his I don't know, he puts his guitar down. But then in his mind, he changes what happened just minutes ago to I'm really good at this. I wrote a bunch of catchy songs on the spot.
Do you think that this is like part of him, maybe subconsciously, because he's not intelligent enough to think of this, but this is almost like a test to see where Clearwater Chad is at with John.
Oh,
can you meet me halfway on this delusion road we're on? And if you can, we're gonna be friends for life.
Yeah, let's watch this again.
Like, I mean, like I could write. Like you saw me today. How many catchy tunes did I just write in the fucking last hour?
Right. Those were good songs you're singing too. No, they really were.
And Chad will go, well, he only used 3 chords. Just do it. Yeah, Charlie, most fucking hit songs are based on 3 chords, you dumb fuck.
Okay.
He just do it, Chad.
Yeah. Chad doesn't talk about how many chords are in a song.
No, he doesn't play guitar.
Chad doesn't just do it. So John's so stupid or drunk or both. He just confused me. And it'd be fine if he did it one time, but then he said it again.
No, John, come up with a different gay guy for Chad.
Right.
You already do that gay guy for Karl.
No, I think he's talking about me and not realizing it.
Chad's always trashing me that I don't know music theory.
Right.
I don't know
that's
my
what-
scales.
That's what I mean. It's just,
Yeah.
he's confused.
But I like that he had a fake dialogue with whoever the fuck he's remembering and then got angry over it.
Oh yeah, he always does that. This is part of me living rent free.
Yeah.
Is that when he does fuck up, he already predicts what I'm gonna say about it.
And this is what I would say to
And
him.
this is my response to that. So let me play this again. This is wild.
Chad will go, well, he only used 3 chords. Just do it. Yeah, Charlie, most fucking hit songs are based on 3 chords, you dumb fuck.
I have an issue with that. Most hit songs are based on 3 chords, you dumb fuck. I have learned how to play many, many, many hit songs. Very few of them, I mean, outside of Nirvana, are based on 3 fucking chords. It doesn't even make sense. Most chord progressions are 4 chords, let alone a song.
Yeah,
I
at
don't know where
least-
he's coming up with that.
Even so, a lot of the Nirvana ones are 4.
Well,
minimum.
right.
Well, he really got me with 1, so maybe he's just
0.
That is true.
He did that with 0 chords. Who's ever done that before? Fair enough. So I think he got very confused with that little rant. Now, Clearwater Chad lives in Buffalo, New York. And John's going to be back to Long Island. Now, forgive me, I know a little bit about geography. These places are not close together.
No.
It's a very
Bit of a
long
hike.
drive.
Bit of a
It's a
hike.
bit of a hike. It's probably 7.5
What,
hours
is there
or
a
so.
beer on the table?
So there's a question about Clearwater Chad meeting up with John. Well, before I play this clip, 'cause I don't know about Clearwater Chad. I don't know anything about him. Is he sincere? Is he trolling John? What's his deal?
I can't tell.
Yeah, I don't even know that he's not AI. I got to be honest with you. He looks not real.
Cardiff, what do you think?
Again, I know he's doing something. I'm not sure what it is. I'm willing to let it breathe. I don't want to scare Clearwater
Okay.
Chad off just
Okay.
yet. I'm sure it'll have no payoff, but I'm still curious to see where he's going. But he's been a lawyer character. He's been Joey C. I think he does a show with Joey C too as Joey's lawyer. He's been on Be Dabbling Live representing Joey's Frank Amadeo, the lawyer. He's
What have I
doing
created?
something.
This fucking Dabbleverse is nuts.
Yeah, this is all your fault.
I can't control it anymore. It's gotten away from me.
Cardiff, why is he Clearwater Chad though? If he's in Buffalo,
He explained that in this episode. I wasn't sure about that either. But he explained that he did a parody of a what are the religious people in Scientologists?
Scientologists.
Yeah, he did a Scientologist parody.
Okay,
Clearwater Chad was that.
Mhm.
Yeah, because they love jokes about Scientology. Scientologists love when people bust their balls. So
They have a good sense of humor about it. That's great.
Well, then why don't you? Well, I'm going to be in town for like 10 days during Christmas time, so I don't know if that's a far ride though.
I mean, if my schedule's free, I'd love to meet up with you. Well, yeah, let me know though.
If my schedule's free, you work at a university. It's one thing I know about them. Your schedule's free.
you'd be
You're gonna
surprised.
have a month off.
Listen, you'd be surprised how many things pop up when John invites you to something.
That's true. Yeah, those floors aren't going to clean themselves over and over again.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Because I also want to meet Mike V. I text him pretty much every day. Bother him.
No, he's a great guy, but you're close to that shithole named what is it called, Rochester?
Oh yeah, unfortunately I am because it is a shithole. They got needles everywhere on the ground, and it is a shithole.
By the way, was it you who tracked the needles into my house when you came over today?
I said I was sorry.
Jesus Christ, watch where you're set. There's needles everywhere around here. You got to watch out for that.
I'm having this.
And he acts like he's some.
What? I'm
just having this vision of like 3 years from now, Clearwater Chad has a one-man show on Broadway about the Dabble verse, and we're all sitting here going, "Fuck, man, we should have taken this guy more seriously."
Yeah, right.
Like, wow, he's like a Bronx Tale. He's doing every character. I'm Joey C's lawyer. And
That would be amazing.
And he acts like he's some kind of win. Do you find him like who do you find?
I think I'm some kind of
find more pathetic out of the three.
Okay.
Like from 1 to 3, Chad, Lady K, Shitware, or fucking Baby Fatso.
Yeah, right. He's calling everyone Chad. Chad is on his mind so much. Like everyone's Chad.
Clay.
Yeah, he was calling Clay Chad over and over again.
Like from 1 to 3, Chad, Lady K, Shitware, or fucking Baby Fatso.
Oh, those are all bad choices. Those are all bad people, but Jesus.
No,
I
it's
think
like 3 losers.
Yeah. I kind of,
He's saying all the right things right now.
Those
are all really bad people. I know they're like 3 losers, right? Oh yeah, they're like.
If this was a job interview, he's not only getting hired, he's getting promoted his first day.
Yeah. In fact, you're my boss now.
Right.
they're all horrible. I would say the Sandusky Network is the worst because of the 6,000 images.
He did it, Shuli.
Hey man,
Nailed
W's a W, dude. May not be pretty, but it goes up as a win.
If you want to have
So
a
wait,
speech
wait,
prepared
Shuli's
for
the
this,
biggest
or-
loser? Is that what we were defining here?
Yeah. What was the term he used? The worst person, or let me see. Let me back this.
Because like a week ago, him and Vince decided I was the biggest loser at DabbleCon too.
Oh, so you're upset. You're not even in the running anymore.
Yeah, I'm like, what happened there? Why aren't we talking about the biggest loser?
Wait, let me listen.
He acts like he's some kind of win. Do you find him like who do you find more pathetic out of
more pathetic.
Pathetic.
Obviously, it's true.
It's legit.
People with the
It holds.
CP are the most pathetic, apparently.
Yeah, it holds up.
I want to play this before too much time passes because Anonymous comes back in. It's supposed to be Chris. No more text to talk. Sorry, producer Chris.
Okay.
When the producer Steve referenced before. Jeopardy Ace. My man coming with $50. Thank you. Great show. Woo. Thanks, gents. Jenny and Potato. Thank you, Jeopardy Ace. It's because of people like you that this is what we're able to do.
Want to Jeopardy with you.
It's a blast. Yo, you want a song you want to sing for us? You want to grab the guitar?
Well, not that I threw it out of tune so violently earlier.
That's a good point.
Might never recover.
Oh yeah, we hit that one. He's the protagonist. $2. Team TSN, let's go.
Thank you, buddy.
Team TSN. Michael C. $2. Shuli is the McDonald's employee that snitched.
On who?
Is that true?
On who?
Shooter.
The Greater Good $2 says, Sean's the greatest on TDS WTP, Karl Sean show, please. The Greater Good, I know. Sean, the audio engineer, is retired from podcasting. And we're going to miss him on our crossover shows and, of course, on the Dick Show. And I did text him and asked him to come back soon. So maybe we'll get him on again. That'd be great. Mike G, member for 5 months, says, love the show, guys and gal. FSJ, F Vince the Midget. VTM is this is the funniest moniker for Vince. I don't know who came up with that, but it's great. OG Mumbling Nick, $5 says, the fact SJ wants people to trash his kids, trashes other kids by proxy, and is aggressively trying to dox Clay, his only loyal friend, says everything. Yes, he is a piece of shit. He's a scumbag. Thank you, Mumbling Nick.
And Mumbling Nick's a great example of one of these guys that are like, if I can just get a minute with them, I can explain everything to him, and I can, I can change that man. You ain't changing that man.
No. Mumbling Nick went through it with just, the legend and everyone else, all of John's goons trying to ruin people's lives. That's what they do. Fun entertainment, right? Let's ruin people's lives. That's why John owes Vince whatever amount of money he owes him on December 26th. Trying to ruin his life.
Again, though, there is another entity that anytime somebody gets too close to John, they seem to go after. They seem to sink their teeth into. Like, why is somebody sending him aggressively pictures of Clay Dabbler and trying to dox him? Right? When John was putting up that stuff.
Noga.
Penis Wrinkle is not a fan of Rob Saul. I mean, obviously.
Can't fault him.
That one doesn't count. Yeah, you can't blame that one.
I want to meet a Rob Saul fan.
You are going to be waiting a long time.
I want to meet someone who's just like, I can't wait for the Rob Saul show to start.
It's on my list 4 years ago. I wrote it. Nothing yet, so I'll let you know.
Zach Hoffman's been a member for 9 months, says, Vince said he'd pay for a room for John's Super Bowl weekend in AC. He thinks it's an actual gig. He says he's also going to need security, wet brain. Yeah.
What?
That's another thing. So they're organizing another AC meetup, and this one's being organized by Melton and Tukey. And they're saying, let's watch the Super Bowl again. Everyone come down. And John's going, all right, I'll go if you guys pay for my flight, my hotel, and give me $5,000. And I'll even do stand-up. It's like, there's no show. It's just there's nothing going on. Although I would like to see him do stand-up.
I was going to say, don't threaten us with that.
Missy B. Yeah, go ahead, Julie.
Well, I was just going to say, him walking around Atlantic City with security is like these streamers that walk around with these huge black guys and they talk shit to people in public.
Oh, yeah, Joe would love to do that.
Love it. But again, it's another example of whenever Vince needs to get involved or wants to be involved, it always costs him money. He can't get fans. He can't get views. He can't do content. He has to pay his way to get involved with the show. With High Pitch, now with John. That's just what he needs to do.
Do you think this 24/7 IRL thing's going to happen with Vince?
Of course not.
Okay.
Of course not. No way. It requires John to do work. As easy as IRL streaming is, he's still too lazy to do it.
Well,
and he's not secure enough to be completely honest with his life.
Okay, I agree with that point. But don't you think he's been going on live eating pizza and chicken and whatever else he's been doing?
But you know why he's doing that?
Yeah, no, I sent you a short that I found
mom.
on his channel. There's 3 shorts of him cooking with his mom. They don't show him, but it's just the food.
Brutal.
Yeah.
It looked like somebody ate it and put it back in a pot, whatever that fucking ice was.
Right. But I think he was testing it out. Can I do this?
I think he's testing it out.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, that one was his mom doing the cooking because he was asking his mom, this is the recipe he's mastered. And he was asking his mom a question with every fucking thing he was putting. He even bought the wrong. He had to go steal the spices from somebody next door because he couldn't find them at the store because they're a retard.
Yeah. Was it beer can chicken?
No, it was Goya, the cheapest stuff you could put in a soup. Or
well,
a stew.
Puerto Rican, of course I'm going to buy Goya. It's like that's the only thing there is.
Anyways,
but
it did look like he was dipping his toe in the IRL water.
He doesn't have a lot of other choices. He's running out of stuff.
Well, unless he wants to teach kindergartners how to sing Do Re Mi.
He can't do that either.
But I think I think the end game on the IRL stuff, I think Vince is going to at least make a push for it, but that will be the way out of the payments.
And going back to what you said, that's
Interesting. That's interesting.
angle. But going back to what you said, Carl, about him eating on stream at night, the reason why he's doing that is A, it's a way to pay back Vince without paying back Vince. B, he's so fucked up that he's not thinking about the consequences of the other shows having this stuff. And when he's not fucked up on that level, which is, I get it, it's a small window, but when he's in that frame of mind, he will never agree to any of. I just want to watch the game, Vince. I don't need a fucking camera in my face. Blah blah blah.
You know better than anyone how it worked with High Pitch Eric.
Yeah.
He started off with like, yeah, let him film me. This is gonna be great. I'll make all this money. And then immediately when that reality sets in, High Pitch was pissed.
High Pitch would just get naked on camera and get the channel shut down. Like he was not fucking around. He was threatening people. Like he knew. But also Vince had speakers in his apartment. He's playing jungle animal sounds when the guy wakes up. Like, there's no way John's putting up with any of that.
Wait, hold on. High Pitch was threatening people? What did it sound like?
Vince, listen to me, you motherfucker! Your whole family, I want them dead!
Speaking of screenshots of text conversations, we used to get from Vince all of the threats he would get from High Pitch Eric. High Pitch Eric's never going to do anything, but goddamn, he'll scare the shit out of you with what he says he's going to do.
I'm gonna fucking stab you!
Wow.
Very graphic and detailed.
Well, back to the IRL thing.
Yeah.
John's channel would get shut down pretty quickly, too, because once he's blackout drunk, he'll probably be naked, too.
Well, also, he brings over all those like foreigner chicks that he meets.
Yeah, they're called prostitutes.
He'll have like that Vietnamese threesome and shit. You can't show that on these channels.
Yeah.
There's no chicks.
Oh, there aren't?
No.
He was lying about that?
I have a sneaking suspicion that he's lying about all this.
when he was calling out Chad, I think it was Today's Show, and he's just like, when's the last time you got laid, Chad? And I was just like, John, come on.
Don't go there.
Yeah, I don't think you should be going there, buddy. It's not going well for you. Missy B, this is a great point. Thank you, Missy B. Narcissists love using phone calls to control you in real time. You can ignore a text, but a call corners you so they can manipulate you with stories and excuses. Spot on.
That's a good point.
That is a very good point. And that's why he got so pissed at Vinny Paulino when they had their big falling out. Vinny was on this very show with Phil Elmore, and John was texting Vinny, say this, say that. Don't forget about this thing. And Vinny just ignored it, never texted John back. The next day they had a call to talk about John's live show at the comedy club, and John didn't show up. And he said he needed to teach Vinny a lesson for not responding. And I'm going to paraphrase what John said to Vinny. He said, it's a big deal when someone doesn't message you back. In my world, that's a big deal when you message someone, they don't message you back. The reason why I know is because Vinny was texting me when he was watching our clips of John doing that to Clay Dabbler. And John going, oh, what do you do? Oh, you need your little messages back from me. You need messages from your daddy. And Vinny's going, motherfucker. That's the whole reason why you were pissed at me, because I didn't text you back. You needy bitch.
I do have a prayer. So since we're on that subject,
please.
That didn't happen, and if it did, it wasn't that bad. And if it was, that's not a big deal. And if it is, that's not my fault. And if it was, I didn't mean it. And if I did, you deserved it.
That always goes back to, and if I did all those horrible things, it's because
It's your
I was
fault.
justified.
First blood.
And that's John's always justified in all his behavior.
Do you think these phone calls are also like a rehearsal of the angle? Right? Like he has to get this out a few times so he can have it ready for the show. You know,
Sure.
It's like a dry run.
Yes. Yeah. And he's also looking for that feedback, that instant feedback of how someone's going to respond. Do you think he did that Chad talking to his mom thing on the phone with Dirty Deeds or something? And they're like,
and then
this is good.
Right. People start ad-libbing with him. And he's like, I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use
You're
that.
right. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. You know he does because he started his show with that. So you know that he was like, oh, yeah, I got a good bit to start the show tomorrow.
I'm opening with that line. Great one, Dirty.
He's the protagonist, $2. Clearwater Chad looks like an AI Artie Lang. Yeah.
He does.
A little bit.
A little bit uncanny valley on that.
Yeah.
Duke, John's discussing lumpy goiter. Empire State is where Peter Parker went to school in Marvel Comics. I think Chad is trolling him.
Oh.
There is an Empire State University. I think I did marketing for them way back in the
there's
day.
one in Rochester, too.
Yeah. I think they were a client.
Oh, do you think he's in Rochester?
DPM, big online university flex, screw Brockport. Neelax 44, $2. That's why they call it a cordless guitar, Lady K.
Got you there.
This is Doo-Doo Baby, $2. The hit song Freebird, based on 3 chords. Stuttering John, yeah. That song has a few parts. Texan Bjorn wrong. Caught John's show late today, so I was only able to report him 5 or 6 times for abusive content and threatening violence. All right. It doesn't seem to matter for some reason with John. It's crazy.
It's against terms and service.
Terms and service. Zach Hoffman, $5. Jen, I love your John impression.
Thank you.
Totally cracks me up when I hear you do it. In John's voice, can you sing the hook of Hey Jude? Fuck you, Zach Hoffman. Go ahead. He gave us $5.
All right, Lady K, this one's for you. Hey, Jude. That's it.
That's not the hook.
Nah.
All right. A bunch of L's or I's or something. $10. Karl, I met John over the holiday briefly. I was honest. I told him I loved WATP and I think you're hilarious, and said I wasn't a fan of TSN. He was cool though. Fun to have a beer with. No shit.
Really?
This is how you know that none of this is real to John.
Right.
This is all pro wrestling, even though his family is real and his family not liking him is real. But he doesn't give a fuck about any of that shit. It's all performance.
And thanks for lying about not being a fan of TSN, dude.
Right.
Good move. Good move.
We know the truth.
Yeah.
Rocco Orby 2002, $5 says Lady K has no kids, therefore he's an incel. Skull.
More gay.
Vitamin Dealer. I haven't seen Vitamin Dealer in a minute. $2. I just gave John 99 cents. Shame. Yeah. The nice thing about that, when you see the 99, it means they're using an Apple device.
Yeah.
So John gets a fraction of that money. So don't worry, you didn't give him too much. My boy Tio Hank, $5 says, Karl, did you see Tan Mom on Alyssa Jordana IRL stream? Funny as heck. F Cardiff. Shuli shaking his head. I know that you
Oh yeah.
Tan
She
Mom
still
fan.
got it. She still got it, dude. She is the best. She's great.
Is she still running? Well, no, I guess the election passed. She didn't win the. What was she
I've been
running
in
for?
office for 2 years now. Hello.
What was she running for?
Senate. U.S. Senate of Florida.
These fucking people, they always go for the most ridiculous things.
Yeah.
Is she still tan?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, very much so. We have a little Tan Mom update coming hopefully this month. So stay tuned.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
DPM, Missy B got her degree in psych from Wikipedia U. Very possible. I think she has some life experience too to go along with it. JFK Head Chunk, $2. Clearwater Chad does a better Family Guy than John.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not lying, Shuli. I don't enjoy your
I know. I'm well aware.
I think he's lying. Unless he has more money for super chats,
Yeah,
I'm not
hey,
going to believe it.
Keep it up. Smart. In case he's watching. That's a good move. Yeah, I know.
And then Francie comes back again and again says, sorry, producer Chris, it was text to talk. I think Clay is playing SJ. Clay is patient and definitely not stupid. Okay. That's an interesting theory that we probably should discuss. I also definitely want to get into the John's on a boat, the Barnes and Noobs video that was posted on Dabbler's Anonymous.
Oh, please.
But is it possible that Clay Dabbler is playing the long game here?
Oh, man. I can't believe anybody wouldn't be, but.
Right. You're like, oh, he can't be this stupid. He must be trolling him.
I don't think he's stupid. I think I can't decide if he actually likes John or not.
Yeah. Pathetic, I guess, is the right word to use for his behavior, but I don't know.
I mean, we've seen glimpses of grand, like a big moments from Clay, like when he actually stood up.
Yeah.
And he did it last Friday where he was standing up to John, pushing back on John. But then you watch him fold so quickly.
Right. It's frustrating.
Like it's very frustrating. But again, I know I've played the game with John. I've been in that seat where you have to see how far you can push and then go 2 steps forward, 3 steps back.
Yep.
2 steps forward, 3 steps back
Clay
every
does
single
that.
time. And Clay does that. But to what end? Why is he putting up with this? He's made it clear. I only want to do Fridays, John. I have a life. You take a lot. When John quotes Clay saying, it's more difficult to be my friend than my enemy, or whatever the fucking quote is, he still doesn't understand what that means.
Right.
It's more difficult to be your friend, John.
John
It's
is
more
a difficult
to be on your
person,
side.
regardless of anyone else in the world. John is difficult to be friends with. That's the part he's not understanding.
He gave me the best compliment. He really sees it that way, which is weird.
He said I was his friend.
But Cardiff, to that point, what's the end game? And we always say that. What's the end game? But what was Quadfathers? What was Stevie Lou's? We see
none of them had end games. Everybody's looking for this long con shit. None of them are doing it. I'm telling Quadfather was a fan up until somebody shook that motherfucker and said, do something. And Clay, not only is he stupid, he's spineless. And like you said, Cardiff, he'll throw something. Look, he's addicted to YouTube shows. He's addicted to chat rooms. So he wants to have both worlds love him. He wants the people that don't like John, the penis wrinkles, and those to be cool with him.
Wait,
but he also
don't
wants
like John?
That's what I hear.
Just penis wrinkles. No one else. All right, yeah.
But he also wants John to like him too. So that's why he pushes to get them happy over on this side. And then when John fires back, he's like, no, boss. No, I was just kidding, boss. And there is no long game.
But that's the thing with Clay is he was the most loved character in the Dabbleverse for a minute.
Yeah.
When he was making his characters, when he was doing his art, when he was making
most loved, but universally.
Okay, sure, universe, but nobody would say a bad thing about Clay.
Right.
Yeah, the guy who makes the fucking Clay things are awesome. It's amazing.
Yeah, all those Howard Stern characters and shit. It was really cool.
But it's again destroying the legacy of Clay Death.
I just looked at the clock. I want to play this boat stuff and get your guys' reaction. But before I do that, I want to get some plugs out of the way because Shuli's not just here for his health, everybody. He wants to let you know that he's doing a show tonight.
8 o'clock tonight, TSN, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. And thank you, Karl, as always, and the whole team here, with the exception of Cardiff. Thank you.
Uncle Rico tonight at 8 o'clock. Check that out on the Shuli Network. And Cardiff, what do you got coming up? Dabbleverse.tv.
Dabbleverse.tv. Potato soup. Probably the last potato soup till Christmas time this Thursday. Maybe there'll be some replays. But tonight, I don't know if we're doing it live, actually. Maybe I shouldn't promote this. But if you are a member of the Subreddit Surfing Patreon, watch along tonight. Silent Night, Deadly Night, Part 2 with me and Vinny. Nice. We're watching Christmas movies. Fuck you all.
Yeah. I know. Vinny was telling me about that. He's like, yeah, we're doing this tonight. I'm like, what does that have to do with subreddits again? But all right, that's cool. You guys are enjoying it. The Patreon's enjoying it. Sign up over there. Patreon.com/Cardiff Electric. Patreon.com. You have your own for Subreddit Surfing, right?
Yeah. Subredditsurfing.com. Go to Patreon.com. Subredditsurfing.com will take you to Patreon.com/subreddit.
Look at that.
Give a gift.
More URLs than any other show in the Dabbleverse right here.
MarioBosco.com also will get.
Yeah, let's not forget that. Point Dabble point. All right. John made another boat video here. And
eat your heart out.
Our boy Barnes and Noobs, who's probably still here watching, put this together, does great videos for us, although I might have to kill the audio at some point.
The bald spot.
Yeah, baby.
Look at that.
Enhance.
Yes, look at that. Oh, man.
Oh.
His hair is brutal.
That's
I
rough.
take it back about Supercuts. What are you going to do with that?
Yeah,
I
not
apologize.
wizards,
Yeah, right,
you know?
right. What are you going to do?
You know what's the saddest part is that if he let his hair just grow out, it wouldn't be that bad.
He tried that, though, remember? When he came back?
The Quaker Oats era.
It was not a good look.
Well, that's because he had that dumb beard too, though.
The beard actually worked for
I mean,
him.
let the color grow out of it. Just be gray, because that looks like shit.
I agree with you on that. What's crazy to me is when John uses his phone, the camera's a lot better than when he uses his StreamYard and his computer because he has it dumbed down to a lower resolution.
It's not that much better.
Well,
And
no,
jids.
what I mean is you can see just how old he.
Oh,
really,
okay. I was gonna say, I'm like, I'm
the
not seeing it.
resolution is higher, is my point.
Ah, yes.
And it's awful to look at.
Yeah.
Chilling in my bed here on the boat. Teach your heart out.
I love this thing where John thinks that everyone's jealous of him because he's on a boat. Honestly, if John owns this boat, it's the funniest thing because the karma that would come with that. Owning a boat is a huge pain in the ass. And for a poor person, it's brutal.
Well, owning a boat there is particularly hard.
Yeah.
We were there not too long ago, and a lot of them are underwater. So
yeah, we saw lines of yachts that were piled up on top of each other. It's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's like being at Venice Beach and that guy zooms by going backwards on skates, and you're just like, I want to see this guy eat shit so bad. And in front this is what he does. Right. This is what he's not jealous. You just deserve it for being a douche. It's not necessary. And this is exactly that. You're like, I hope this boat sinks so fast. It's unbelievable. You know?
I have a vision of him just driving that boat right into a hurricane and listening to Riding the Storm Out.
Yes.
Riding the storm out.
I could see him doing that, being like, I'm the Duke.
Nobody beats the Duke.
With his poor cats.
But let's not overlook the fact, whether or not this is his boat or not, who cares?
Yeah.
John's life on a boat is exactly like John's life at his house in Cape Coral. He's alone, drinking.
And sweaty.
And
you just hear he can't get deliveries from Vince as easily.
Right. And going online because he needs attention and has no companionship in his life.
Chad, I'll pull up to the dock and we'll meet at the dock. Let me just come around the island and we're going to fight.
He's going to give Chad coordinates in the middle of the Gulf. I want to meet you here for the fight. Southwest,
Maritime
93 degrees.
You didn't show up.
Oh, yeah. Maritime rules for John. That's the best thing that could happen to him.
Great.
Of course.
Chad would be in a chicken fight. He'd be in it.
No DQ. No DQ match.
Did he just get a boat so he could be a captain and trick women into, like, he can marry women?
Oh,
he can trick them.
Yeah,
I feel like he's planning for when his mom sells the house, he's just going to live on that boat.
He doesn't own a fucking boat, everybody. He has no credit. How would he possibly get a boat?
Mom, buy me a boat.
Just 440.
He doesn't pay his utilities. He doesn't own a boat.
Wow.
Yeah, wow, neat. It's like, look at this. There's a bed. There's a kitchenette.
I hate him so much.
He's pretty hateable. But look at he thinks that.
What is that on his face?
That's his face.
Herpes.
We hang out too much.
Got a nasty pimple that's been brewing for the week on there.
Yeah.
He looks nefarious.
Yes. He's like, I'm the good guy. Yeah, I can tell, Chad. You're definitely the good guy.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's enough.
That's really unpleasant.
There were, but it's interesting in those two. There's two videos, and in them, in the second one, he does say "we" a few times. We found the table. Who is we? This is your fucking boat. Who's we?
There's a mouse in his pocket.
That's right.
It's definitely his buddy's boat. It's 100% his friend's boat. And the fact that his friend is just like, yeah, pretend it's your boat on the internet. He knows what a pathetic loser John is.
Yeah, there's exactly. There's
I want to
no
interview that guy.
There's no other adult that a 60-year-old man comes up to you and goes, "Can I pretend what you own is mine?" Who walks away going, "That guy's fucking cool."
That guy's cool.
Nobody.
Hey, can I pretend I'm fucking your wife for this next video I'm going to do? All right, you got too far. I was cool with the boat, but Jesus.
Easy.
Irish, $5. I'm so confused. Why is that Bush guy wearing a Santa hat? And John said Shuli is Jewish today a lot.
Oh, maybe he was thinking of his kid. Yeah, that's why.
We didn't get to the Rob Saul stuff, but I'm sure everyone's seen it where Rob was just doing the most anti-Semitic impression he possibly could do. And John's going,
yeah.
These fucking assholes. All Rob and John talk about is how there's all these guys laughing at each other's jokes on Uncle Rico's show. And then as soon as either of them do something that they find mildly amusing, they lose their minds over it. The
So
funniest thing I've ever
stupid,
seen.
Carl. For being ironic.
Oh.
Yeah, it's irony.
I don't think so. John is legitimately trying to sell it. There's no meeting afterwards where Rob's like, hey, I need you to sell my jokes harder. That's not happening on that channel.
Listen, when I put the Junos on, I really need you to perk up and pay attention, all right?
That phone call has never happened.
I look like a fool out there.
You left me hanging.
I look so stupid.
Looney Tunes critic, $2. With all due respect, Clay's a little stupid.
Okay,
All right.
okay, I'll give you that.
I think that's true. Rocco Orby 2002 $5 says, yeah, okay, let me point this out because Clay was talking about this was a few weeks ago, how he's got a great job and he has all the money that he needs, even though he can't afford a house because houses are too expensive. He's like, but whatever, I have everything I need. I have everything I could possibly want. Meanwhile, he can't even show a fireplace without commercial interruption behind him. I'm like, you can't spring for the more expensive version of that streaming service.
That was evident.
It was so distracting. It was fun watching some British ads, but
Yeah, and the other thing where he's like, you never gave me your phone number, and he's like, John, I don't have time to talk to you on the phone. Like, I'm doing shit, and you're like, okay, Clay's a normal human being.
Yes.
That's an adult man's answer to that, right?
That's also why I think he might be smart because everybody knows John's going to dox him.
Well,
Don't
yeah,
give him
Clay
any
knows
information.
that, right.
But then he sits there and lets a grown man hold up a dinner plate that's a stop sign and puts his head down and listens to it.
He's humoring him.
I'm not going to waste a plate.
A paper plate. You guys had the funniest joke on Uncle Rico the other day where it's like, he doesn't have that anymore. He must have got barbecue sauce on it.
Yeah, right, yeah.
He had to use it for food, for dinner.
He reused the tape.
Yeah.
Rocco Orby does do $5 as Cardiff. Have you ever considered turning SJ almost dying of electrocution into a GIF?
Ooh, would you?
I should do that.
It's
It's
really
backstage
funny.
if you want to see it.
It's a
Oh,
funny
do you have
clip.
it? Oh, yeah. All right.
I want to see it.
I want it.
Maybe that's what was making her win bad.
Okay. Now we see it.
That has happened to me before.
I mean, me too.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Not fun.
It sucks. That's
But
funny, though.
but in the same, I think it's a little more nefarious than just a mic zapping him, because in the same gig, apparently the bass player's amp blew a fuse.
Oh, shit.
So they might have actually had some serious electrical issues on that show, and almost.
They almost got him. Next time.
It's his final destination moment. He missed it, and it's been chasing him ever since.
Colin Madden, $5 says, I can't abide your myopic take on SJ's musical explorations, reharmonizing Pink Floyd using Lydian demolished mode. Chef's kiss. Stuttering John Cage. Lydian demolished mode. I'm not familiar with that.
It's a good point, actually, Colin Madden. It's a really good point.
Dang Lizard, €5 says, neither Clay nor Clearwater are doing a work. They're just people that want to interact with John. They climbed in the cage to get close to the animal. Yeah,
He's not wrong,
analogy.
because
good
Clay was DMing. He was a fan of TSN. He was a fan of me and Bob and everybody. And then they just don't get. He's very much like John. When he doesn't get the attention he thinks he deserves, then you're a piece of shit. You know.
It's like John with Kevin Brennan. He wants to be Kevin Brennan's friend so badly. And Kevin Brennan's just not giving it to us. It's like, fuck you, Kevin Brennan. Chachi, $5 says, Dummy's friend owns a 24-foot Sea Ray. No one's jealous. Awesome show. Yeah.
26, but whatever.
26. No one's jealous. Irish, $5 says, the boat's going to cut into his beer and Coke money. Yeah, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm not paying utilities, so.
You're right. But I save money on not paying for air conditioning, so I got that going.
This guy one day's like, Vince, I need money for my kids' presents. And then the next day's like, here I am on my boat. Check it out.
Good point.
I need money for my kids' Coke.
I'm sorry, the boat thing. I got to go back to this. This is from a couple weeks ago, but even in his fantasy, I don't know if you remember when he was talking about when he was going to fuck Lori while Vince was upstairs on the boat with the kids, and he was going to fuck Lori in the back. Even in his fantasy, he got out and peed off the side of the boat. He doesn't want to pee in his toilet because he doesn't want to pump it out. In his fantasy, he can't manage a boat.
He's lazy, even when he's fantasizing.
And cheap.
Even in his fantasy, he's a lazy sack of shit. Amazing.
Monty, $5 says, that freeze frame of him smiling should be a hole in a mini putt course.
Yeah.
Nobody would go there.
Talking about this one?
Yuck.
I'm scared.
Definitely a
That's a thing of
villain in a
nightmares.
Rob Zombie movie.
Yes, that is a thing of nightmares right there. Clearwater Chad, skull, Clearwater Chad.
Good appearance, man. Keep your kid out of that shit, brother.
Yeah,
I don't know
keep
if
him away from John.
Yeah,
And
just
also-
away. Yeah.
When you're
All-
driving to meet up with John on Long Island, watch out for Rochester and all those needles.
Yeah.
I don't want you to blow a tire or something like that.
and can I request more John, like John going grocery shopping, John going to the post office, maybe just a bunch of John.
I
doing-
hate the post office. I told you that.
Shoveling his cans.
Pissing off the side of a boat.
All right. Shuli, thank you so much for your time today, buddy. Great to talk to you.
My pleasure.
Always good to catch up. Of course, the Shuli Network, new Uncle Rico tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. Check it out. And Cardiff Electric, Dabbleverse.tv. Subscribe to his Rumble channel.
Please.
We got potato soup coming up this Thursday. Could be the last one of the month.
Good. Well, I'll do one around Christmas or after Christmas, but I'll be gone for a while. Disappearing. I got to work on my album and my movie.
Excellent.
I'll be back in a week.
Right.
Thank you.
Nice.
Cardiff has already sent us 2 Tapoca Dabbler games, so we're gonna be good to go on WTP. Thank God. Thank you for that, Cardiff.
So that's 30 minutes of content.
So I know, Jesus, some of these are dragging.
He sent us the same one, so watch it tonight first on Uncle Rico, 8 p.m.
Oh, good. I'll get it right.
Or you could just subscribe to my Patreon and get them early. Whatever.
Never.
Say what?
Oh shit.
Texan board wrong, $5. You guys are leaving money on the table by not producing Stuttering John dartboards. I'm telling you.
I think toilet
Shit.
paper. I think toilet paper is more mainstream. Not everybody plays dart.
Oh, interesting.
What's that?
Oh, you mean napkins? My napkin roll.
They put my face on a roll of paper towels.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for being here. Merry Christmas to everyone. Please support the Dabbleverse and the good fine folks who are on this show.
Point Dabble Point. A Stuttering John Melendez roundtable discussion.